Hello, Steve White, TrekBoy89 for Steve Arts89. Well, we've had some progress with the whole Donald Trump CBS lawsuit holding back the Skydance Paramount buyout / merger, and hopefully Star Trek getting out of the contract with Secret Hideout, which is how it was looking, because Skydance was looking to go in that direction and produce Star Trek in-house themselves instead of having it go through Kurtzman and all those all the disadvantages that came with that. But unfortunately, the process had stalled because allegedly Donald Trump had gotten the CFC to do that because he put pressure on them because he runs it, because he wanted CBS to deal with a lawsuit that he was putting against them. He was basically suing them for $250 billion because he felt that they damaged him when they edited a Kamala Harris interview, which is what you normally do when you're a TV station. You edit your interviews. You don't just put them up, straight as they were recorded, unless it's obviously live. But yeah, so eventually they offered him $15 million to go away. He said $25 million in an apology. They came back with $16 million and the promise that if they did any political interviews, they would release a full transcript as well as the edited video that goes to air. So he accepted that because, he just wanted to make some free money, allegedly, supposedly. And this was basically extortion, in my opinion, and most other people's opinion as well. But weirdly enough, other people who didn't want the merger to go forward, who felt it was wrong because it was wrong for them, some of the shareholders who felt it wasn't the best deal and felt that Sherry Raston should have done what was best for the company and for the shareholders, not for herself, but as the majority shareholder, she can vote however she wants, even if it just benefits her. They were actually suggesting that Paramount was bribing, the CFC through Trump because they felt that the merger was wrong and shouldn't be going through anyway. So that's just rubbish. Everyone has their own agendas and they just say how they want things to be and just lie, and it's just really gross. But yeah, so now that that's been sorted, they should be able to go forward. There should be forward momentum. Now the wheels have been greased, and the other lawsuit shouldn't be able to stop anything because it's pretty much another nonsense lawsuit by people who don't have the power that Trump did to actually get paid off, allegedly, supposedly. So yeah, the good thing about this is if it does, now it's gone through, if that second part of it goes through, and Skydance has majority shares and can actually control the company, they can choose to not renew Kurtzman's contract and basically take Star Trek back in-house and produce Star Trek themselves like Paramount used to back in the good old days, the glory days, the golden era. The Berman era between 87 and 2005, where they produced Star Trek in-house and they sold it to syndication, and it was a huge hit all around the world. When they put it on their own network, it was limited, it didn't do as well, and then the network failed and it hurt Star Trek. When they put Star Trek on streaming to try and make people buy the streaming service, Trekkies did, but not all of them, and also it stops people from discovering new shows and discovering Star Trek. If you're not a fan and you think you know Star Trek and have a bias against it, you're not going to pay Paramount Plus to watch it. But if it's on TV and you stumble across it, you're going to see it and go, wow, that's good. And that's how Star Trek found a lot of fans, where other people were watching it or it was just on TV and they found it and realised, oh, this show's actually good. Whereas if you have to go through a paywall, you're never going to do it. So it does limit shows, and particularly shows like Star Trek, from finding new fans and growing an audience, because you just get the people who are already fans just paying to have access to it, and that's all. So yeah, there's some issues around that. So it's not all clear sailing. Once they get rid of Kurtzman, bring it in-house, maybe set up a Star Trek Studios which is just there to produce Star Trek and is controlled by Paramount, and no one person that can steer it in the wrong direction, with no one being able to intervene, which is what Kurtzman was doing, because Kurtzman hates Star Trek. He never liked it. He was brought on to be the anti-fan to counter the fan, so you had both perspectives, the non-fan and the fan perspective on the film franchise, so it would be more appealing to the general audience. He believes Star Trek has no audience, that the audience is gone, it's a dead franchise, and the only way to revive that IP is to turn into everything else and try and get the general audience and other genre fans and fans to watch the show by turning it into anything and everything else, and that's just not working. You need to make Star Trek as Star Trek for Star Trek fans, and then have it out so people can discover it who would like it, outside of the bias that it is Star Trek. They would actually like it just from seeing it. So there's a few things they have to do. Not only do they have to get control of the show again, produce a quality show, they need to make sure that fans can actually see it and they can grow the audience, and they're not going to do that just through streaming. So, maybe streaming for the first year and then put it into syndication onto commercial TV so other people can see it who haven't seen it, and then they can go join Paramount Plus and catch up on this great show they just found and discovered, because everyone thinks what they just, started watching, they just discovered. But yeah, so good news is the main obstacle standing between Skydance, removing Kurtzman or ending the contract, has been removed, and now there's just a smaller obstacle and time, but they should be able to get past those, and they should finalise the merger, take control, and we should hopefully see Star Trek being in control by Paramount now in future and being able to go in a direction fans want. But we've got 6 months to a year to see how that pans out, so we'll see.